Zip-da-dum-da-dum. Ba-ba-da-dum-ba-dum. Bum-ba-dum-dum-dee-ba-dum. Please. Okay. Okay, I was worried for a second there that this thing wasn't going to work out. Alright. Hello, travelers of the internet. Welcome back to Guardian Studios. Or if you are new to the channel, welcome to you. My name is JGardo1, and I am your host, your guide, and your humble bard into the worlds virtual and fantastical. And I am very pleased to be able to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of newcomers, welcome you fresh to the Guardian Studios experience. We are back on the world of Galabor, my friends, where I did not realize we had some unwelcome guests hanging out under the iron farm. Hello and goodbye to you, little dude, and your big buddy. I do not need either one of those guys hanging around. Much less the two of them together as a team. That's a recipe for danger. Move aside, pig. Alright, between last session and this one, I managed to take a little bit of time to farm up some iron. Not a whole lot of iron, grant you, but hey, at this point, a little can go a long way. Every little bit of iron we can get, we are going to get, because we're going to need all of it. I've come to that conclusion. I have to make sure that I'm getting as much iron as I can, whenever I can, so that we have it for what we need it for. In this case, I have a plan. A plan that's actually going to involve you, little chicken. You're coming with me. That's right, folks. If you haven't guessed yet, we are going to finally do something with chickens. I kept saying I didn't want to have to do anything with chickens, and I didn't. But now I feel like we have to, because we need to set up a means of ensuring we have food back at the Hobbit Hole. When we travel off in all directions, we can grab food, we can take it with us, we can pick up more food from the wild animals, but I have a habit of devouring whatever food I have rapidly as I'm working on different projects. I need to make sure that we have a means of providing that food. Now, I'll grant, we have the garden below, or excuse me, we have the undergarden, as I prefer to call it. So we have a means of getting potatoes. We can cook them up and have baked potatoes. So we've got unlimited food. We've got pigs and cows for good meat. We also have sheep outside that we could farm up for mutton if we wanted it. But we need better food than that. We need a way to cook the food. And we need ways to get food passively. Crop farming and animal farming is all active. But there is one animal that, if you set up the right mechanism, can provide an unlimited supply of itself for you to work with. And that, of course, is a chicken. If we can get enough chickens in a small space, we can provide ourselves with unlimited, passively cooked chicken. Passively farmed, passively cooked chicken that will never run out of supply. Because of one little trait. Chicken eggs can be thrown, which means dispensers can throw them. Dispensers can launch chicken eggs, which, every time a chicken egg is thrown, there is a small, itty bitty, teensy little chance of that egg hatching into a new chicken. And if you set up a machine to do the job, there is a way to farm chickens passively in a small confined space, and then have all their eggs be used to farm even more chickens, which will then grow up to be cooked. And once they're cooked, the meat is collected and put to use for you. We are going to build such a machine. Now, it's a very simple mechanism to make it work, as far as I'm aware. We're going to try to create such a machine. Come on, chicken. Before we can put the chicken in place, though, we do need to build the machine itself. So we're actually going to lead this little guy up here into the 4th pen. I had intended for this to be a home for, like, a horse or a donkey or another rideable mount that would actually be really useful. But for now, we're going to use it to house some chickens. We're going to go grab any chickens that we can to put in place to make this work. But we're not just going to make an automatic chicken cooker. No, 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 no. Do not get me wrong. The chicken is going to be a backup food resource. Our main source of food is still going to be our cows and our pigs. However, we need a means by which we can cook the pig and cow meat, the beef and the pork from cows and pigs. We need a way to be able to cook it in a hurry. And I have a plan to make a machine that will do that for us. Hello! Hello! The user known as Mr. and Mrs. Walker. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Guardian Studios. Hope you enjoy your time here. Do I know you? Do I know you perhaps by a different username? Please be sure to let me know if I do or not. Because you seem familiar with my name, though I have yet to see this username in the chat before. Aha! And who might you be? Huh? I'm curious. Bye-bye, piggy. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little piggies. 4 little, 5 little, 6 little piggies. 7 little, 8 little, 9 little piggies. And a bunch of chickens to boot. Come on, chickie. It's... Oh! Well, welcome back to the channel, Into Games. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, chicken, get up here. Thank you. I'm running around trying to find chickens so that when we go to make the chicken cooker, I'll be able to make it work. Aha! This'll help. If we carry seeds, the chickens will come to us. See? The one on the leash isn't resisting us anymore. He's actually trying to follow us. Ha ha ha! A second chicken! And it even dropped an egg for us. Thank you, little chicken. That's a good little chicken. Bring a couple of seeds and we can get even more chickens faster. Come on. Yeah, chicken is quite delicious. Especially if you get it as chicken nuggies. You get it as chicken nuggets? Ooh, so good. Chicken nuggets, chicken strips. Get them. You get those and get them in the right kind of cooking. delicious. Crud. I just ate, and yet I'm making myself hungry again. That's nothing new. I do that kind of stuff to myself all the time. Alright, we got 2 new chickens. So we actually have a use for our seeds now. We've got a ton of leftover wheat seeds from when we had a crop farm outside. We're finally going to get to put all that to use. Let the chickens multiply. Take a nap. Up, I'm up. Give one of these guys an egg. So that he'll pick up eggs while we're doing this. Hey there, Leo! Good to see you, my dude. Good to see you. Glad you can make it to the stream. Hey, thank you, N2. Thank you very much, my friend. And thank you, Leo, for the rules. Consider them pinned. Ah, there's my water. I get used to putting my water in one place, start putting it somewhere else, and then I'm like, where'd my water go? And then I have to smack myself in the face, because I'm like, dude, you just put it in this other spot. Stop panicking. You have not lost it. Although you might be losing your mind. You have not lost your water. It is exactly where you left it. You stinker. Seriously, that's what goes on in my head sometimes. I have to remind myself, no, I did not lose something. I put something here. Hey, stuff! Hey, no worries, dude, no worries. The important thing is you're here when you are able to be. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, I'm just looking through these chests trying to see if I've got any more stuff of interest. Another nice thing about the super cooker that I intend to make, we will be able to cook up kelp and finally have a fuel that is not coal or charcoal. Whoop! Woohoo! What disappeared out of nowhere, Walker? I'm curious. What are you talking about? Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. Boom. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm trying to think on what I'm supposed to be doing here. Seriously, what was it I was doing? Oh, yes! Preparing to make a super cooker. Well, one of the easiest ways to prepare for making a super cooker, get the cookers. The smokers. We are gonna make a super smoker. A super smoker. It will provide all we need of all the goody foods. All the good food that we will ever need will soon be provided by the super cooker. The super smoker. I prefer to call it super cooker. Super smoker sounds like somebody that smokes a bit too much. Don't like to think about that. Whoop! Whoop, whoop. Am I acting a little weird? I apologize. I'm in a good mood. Sometimes when I'm in a good mood, I act a little strange. I apologize. It happens. Bum, ba bum, ba bum bum bum, bum ba dum ba da dum, bum ba da dum ba da dum. Right. What are we doing? Ah, we're making preparations for the super cooker. That's what we're doing. Gotta figure out where I'm gonna put this. And where am I gonna put an entrance to where it is hidden in the event I need to perform some form of maintenance. I will say that when we do the chicken thing, we're gonna have to bury that deep underground so I don't have to hear the chickens. I figure we bury them down 20 blocks, it should hide the sound of the chickens being noisy little things. Because I really don't want to have to hear the chickens being noisy. Maybe we're not so much hiding it as making it be... Ooh. I've got an idea. I have an idea. Kind of a silly idea. It's rare that I find a kitchen that doesn't have a pantry. Yep, I'm gonna make a well, actually we already have the pantry, so maybe this will be like a broom closet. No. Now what this is gonna be is the entrance to the cooking room, which is gonna be underground. I need to find my building stuff. Come on, let's go. Let's go find my building stuff so we can get on here with the work. For now, I'm going to drop all this in here. That is a lot of copper. That is a lot of copper. Good grief. Where's my building materials? Building materials! Where did I put them? Where did I put them? Not in there. Not in there. Not in there. Where in the world are my building materials? The bits and bobs that I was using to do the building. I don't know where they are. Let's go feed the chickens. Wow. Oh, that's right. I just set one up to be... I just set up an array to be able to get the chickens' eggs collected for me. And then I stinking forgot. Whoops! That little guy wasn't supposed to spawn in out there. Whoops. That was a mistake. Alright, let's get over here. I gotta figure out where in the world I put my building materials. I know I would have put them away somewhere before heading off to the iron farm. Where did I put them exactly? That is the question. Did I put them in here? Nope. Did I put them in here? Nope. Did I put them in here? No. I know I didn't put them in that one. Did I happen to put some of them in here? Nope. Where in World 1-1 is it? That's a joke, but at the same time I am very much wondering where in the world did this stuff go? It doesn't just get up and walk away. Where are my building materials? I had stuff already prepped for this kind of work. Where did I put it? It's not in there. It's not in here. Or in here. Oh, I know where it is. 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 It is here. Yep, that's where it all went. That's where it went. Because I was already trying to gather some of the materials I was going to need. I was working on the banners and left that stuff in there, along with a bunch of iron that I already had prepared. Well, I know I've got plenty of iron. I've got lots of spruce, so that'll help. I will say that once we get down to the super cooker area that I want to do, we are not going to worry about the architecture nearly as much. So everybody be prepared for that. Okay, I just remembered I need to get this little guy out of here, otherwise he's going to be in my way. So come along, little fellow. First we take a nap. Ah. And then we get you out of here. Come on. There you go. Now you're outside. And that's where I want you. Alright, back to business. What business? The working business! The business of working on this project! I'm gonna go ahead and dump that stuff in there for right now, so it's out of my way. And now... back to adventure! Back to business! Let's see. This is at wild level 63. I say we're going down to wild level 55. That was efficient. Did I just unwittingly do a clutch? A drop clutch. Huh. Neat. I had left this here because I was going to end up using it later. But I think I have a more urgent need of the scaffolding inside now. So we'll let the little guy scoop up all the scaffolding for us. Like the good, dutiful little fellow that he is. And while he does that, we'll start making our way back to the Hobbit Hole. Thank you, little friend. Alright, gotta figure out where these spots of interest are. I'm thinking over here is where we'll put the input for the super cooker. 358 and 54. Whoops! I did not mean to do that. Ah. Yeah, I think down here we don't need to worry about color block pallets, so all I need to worry about is how to get the items down from there and into here. And how am I going to set up the super cooker? The simplest solution is to find some way to spread the items out among multiple smoker blocks. The problem: hoppers by themselves do not do this. Unless... This could be the occasion to make use of a certain redstone circuit. One whose main use is going to be kind of removed once we have the, or partially removed once we have the copper golem. I wonder. My friends, I'm afraid I've been thinking. A dangerous pastime, I know. But I think we might have a potential solution. What I'm thinking is for the inputs, we're gonna make a system that... Oh, no. No, that's just gonna end up being even more expensive to build. I was about to say we were gonna make a system that would spread out the chicken, or not chicken, the pork and, well, actually, no, chicken would be included. It would spread out all the food that we were gonna cook between a bunch of furnaces, but the problem is, we set the... How did you get in here? No. 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 You're supposed to be outside. Get out here. Come on. Come out. Now. Now, little guy. Please. Thank you. I don't want you inside right now. See, the problem is, if we set up a super smelter type of cooking system, if it's constantly running, it is never going to stop operating, is it? Unless we could make a minecart loading mechanism. Something that stops the cart when there's an input coming in. And then lets it run when there's no longer an input coming in. We could do that. Yeah. Yeah, that would do it. We make a minecart loading mechanism that fills up a chest cart with all the stuff that we want to have cooked. And then it just spreads it out. And we can set up another spot in there for adding fuel to the fuel cart. Because if we're gonna have this super cooker, It's got to be able to be refueled so that we never have to shut it down. So that would be the rub. We would have to make 2 systems to load the super cooker. One to feed it the stuff that needs to be cooked. Alright, thank you, Stuff. It was good seeing you, and I hope we see you again soon. One mechanism to empty out the input of all things to be cooked. Another to input all the fuel. Both aimed for hopper carts. Or not hopper carts, but chest carts. Which we set up like so, but reversed, but mirror, because they're going to be on the opposite kind of side. Powered rails I'm not worried about. Regular rails I'm not worried about. We'll figure that all out. Thank you very much, Sky. Thank you very, very much. I hope you're able to stick around. So let me see here. To do this is going to take a bunch of hoppers just to get stuff down to a loading system, but we've got to have room for the loading system. Okay. I'm gonna have to look up minecart loader Bedrock edition. And of course, I go to look up a tutorial on how to build such a thing, and I get stuck with an advertisement. Alright, let's see. What in the world? This is a very strange looking kind of thing. I'm thinking I would have been better off looking this up beforehand. Okay. Maybe I can figure this out by watching this. Activator rails. Do I have any of those? I think that's an activator rail anyway. Hang on. Hang on. Yeah, give me one of these chests, because while I need them for the build, I also need them to put away some stuff. I need to get these other building materials off of me while I figure this out. Sleep. Redstone dust. I don't have a lot of redstone dust. I'm gonna have to go mining for that at some point. Which means I may soon have to actually go about... That's what I keep forgetting I need to do. I need to actually build the... I need to actually make my mine at some point soon. Wow. This guy's already conjured up a stack of eggs? That's kind of crazy. But also kind of cool. It's cool that they already had that much laid for us. Whoop. Alright, so redstone. Gonna need rails, of course. Well, thank you, Sky. Thank you. Yeah, it's meant to be kind of a Hobbit Hole. Aha! Detector rail. That's what I need. Or at least that's what it looks like I need. Oh, there's a little more redstone. Building blocks I've got plenty of. I'll need minecart chest. I think. Although this thing may say that I need to use a hopper cart, which would be annoying because I don't want to use a hopper cart per se. I would rather use an actual chest cart because they've got more capacity. They'll be able to run for longer without having any issues. I don't know if I need a dropper or not, but apparently I made one at some point, so I'm going to bring it. Grab some... I am just at a loss. I'm trying to build an automatic minecart unloading mechanism. Well, not unloading. An automatic minecart loader. Now, I would prefer to have one that was filling up a chest cart, because like I said, they've got more capacity. But the tutorial I found for a design for Bedrock Edition, at least I think this is for Bedrock Edition? Hang on. Hang on. Java and Bedrock. It is supposedly for Java and Bedrock. It assumes a hopper cart. It's not exactly what I'm aiming for, Sky. See, what I need... What I'm aiming for doing is a system like this. A system kind of like this, but fewer furnaces and able to run automatically without any input from me except for the items to fuel and the items to be cooked. But to fuel it and to put the items in it automatically without having to go down to start it up every time, I need an automatic minecart loading mechanism. I have built an automatic minecart unloader, which is simple, although not necessarily reliable in doing things the way you want it to. I will say that the redstone is super simple, but that's for an unloader. Unloaders are an easy thing to figure out. It's loading the cart that I'm not familiar with how to do. Because I've got to make sure that the cart reliably stops every time. Every time there's something to go into it, it has to be able to stop. So my plan is to make it so that I can throw my food into either a hopper or a barrel or something up here, and then it all gets funneled down by hopper chain to this chamber. And then once the stuff comes down here, it'd be loaded into the chest cart, preferably a chest cart, since it's got more capacity and can hold more before filling up. It would be able to get everything and then head off to get it all cooked. And then once the chest cart has got all the stuff that is currently waiting to be cooked in it, it heads off along the line and gets everything into the smokers, which will cook it all up. But the problem is, the loading mechanism I'm seeing wants to use a hopper cart. Not only is that more expensive, but it's also not what I was hoping for. But if it ends up being what I need to use, then I'll use it. I just would like to be able to use something different. Wanted to use something else. I'll have to settle for not. It's a little annoying, but there you go. Alright, so let me think here. Let me see this. Let me take a look at this design. Watch it be assembled. Okay, that makes sense. That also makes sense. Is that the kind of rail that I've got here? Can't tell if that's a detector rail or an activator rail. The circuitry looks simple. It might be a thing where I have to actually see it before I can know how to build it. So maybe we work on the other automatic food source that I was gonna do. It would definitely be simpler to work on that one for now. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think what I'm gonna do is look into this tutorial, test it in a creative world to make sure it's something that actually still works, and then we'll go for work for doing it. So, for a chicken cooker, I need hoppers, of course. Gonna need observers. Which is gonna mean I'll have to break out the redstone dust again. I need quartz. Do I need repeaters? No. A dispenser would probably be okay, but I think I can just go with a dropper. Probably better... Oh, wait, no. There is going to be a need for a dispenser. I just remembered. We do need a dispenser. We just got to make sure we bury this particular build that we're about to make deep underground so I don't have to hear the chickens. Because what we're going to make is an automatic chicken egg dispenser chicken cooker combo. It's not exactly a new machine design. It's been around for ages. The purpose is very simple. Premise is very easy to understand. What we're going to do is we're going to make it so that we have... Basically, we have chickens in a spot up here laying eggs. Those eggs go into a hopper underneath them. The eggs in the hopper go into a dispenser, which is being constantly powered. The dispenser is aimed into a slab where the eggs will land and proceed to hatch. The eggs hatch, they produce baby chickens. Those baby chickens will sit there until they grow. Once they grow, they will be cooked by a lava source placed above them. Now, under the slab is going to be another hopper, which will pull out the cooked chicken and then send it off to some other system. We're basically going to make it so that there is a mechanism that will pump the eggs up a water flow, or pump the cooked chicken up a water flow into that dispenser-based fridge you might have noticed in the corner. Yeah, it sounds simple. It does sound simple. It's going to be a lot easier to make than the minecart unloader, I think. So yeah, we're going to try to work on that for now. I'm going to need another hopper. So my building materials are in here. Get out some spruce logs. Make some spruce. Turn spruce planks into chests. Need to find my iron. I know I've got some in here. Grab it. Hopper. But I do want to bury this thing. It is pretty big on the inside, isn't it, Sky? Well, I wanted to make sure it was nice and spacious. Because this is kind of serving as my mid to mega base. My mid-level to mega base kind of thing. Alright, so I'm gonna need some slabs. I'm gonna need some kind of slabs. What slabs do I have? There's one kind of slab that I think I can definitely use here. If I can figure out where I put them. Because I'm sure I had a few... Well, there's that. Where are the other bits like that? I guess I could just use cobblestone stuff. Or I could use... You know what? Let's use brick. I need to use these bricks up somehow, so we'll use some bricks to help us build this. So, I do kind of want to illustrate how this is going to work real quick. So, again, the idea is going to be relatively simple, but I'd like to illustrate it so that anybody who's wondering how it's supposed to work can properly understand. Let's go down to the subscriber room. That's a good spot to try and build this. So, what will basically be happening is we will have a dispenser into which the chickens are laying their eggs. Now, say the main chickens are up here. In front of this dispenser is going to be a slab like this, where the baby chickens from the eggs are going to hatch. When the eggs hatch, the baby chickens will be here. They'll sit there until they grow. Above them will be lava. Now, when the lava cooks the chicken, because the baby chickens, their hitbox is so small that when sitting on the slab, their heads don't go into the lava. When they grow up, their heads go into the lava, they get cooked. The cooked chicken is hopefully picked up by the hopper, which sends it into the dropper. And the dropper will be getting powered constantly by the same signal that is powering the dispenser. The dropper will fire off the cooked chicken into a water flow that will take it to a bubble elevator that will bring it up into the Hobbit Hole's walls behind the refrigerator, which is the double dispenser thing that you may have noticed in the corner in the kitchen. I'll show it to you. Wrong room. This room. We're going to have hoppers feeding into these two dispensers here, so that the water elevator will push the chicken up here. A water flow will push the chicken over a hopper pointed into this one, which will be on top of another hopper pointed into this one. The chickens will constantly lay their eggs. More chickens will be constantly cooked whenever they are ready to be cooked. And we will have a constant flow of cooked chicken into the refrigerator. When we need some chicken, we just hit the button a few different times. Admittedly, that button is super slow compared to what we want. So, I have a solution. We cook. We smelt up a block of regular stone real quick to make a stone button. Hello, Mimo! Mimoy! It's Mimoy! Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to the channel! Or welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Stone block. Stone button. Now, I think, but I'm not sure, that a stone button has a faster burnout than a stone button. Its effect undoes sooner. Yep. So if we need some chicken for a quick bite, we just come over to the fridge, click it, we get 2 chicken, already cooked, ready to be devoured. And that is what we're going to try to work on now. So I need to know the coordinates of the space behind the fridge. Okay. So 349 is where the bubble elevator needs to come up. 349 and 44. Somebody make a note of that if you don't mind. 349 and 44. Major tip, guys. Do not dig straight down in Minecraft if you can help it. It's not exactly a safe idea. The only reason I'm doing it here... Thank you, Mimoy. Appreciate you actually making a note of that. That's actually helpful. The only reason I was digging straight down there is because I want to get down to where I can actually work on this. I'm hoping that if I bury this like 20 blocks down... Actually, let's go further down. I'm going to bury this about 30 blocks down so that I don't have to hear the chickens. Because chickens are noisy little stinkers that will drive me crazy if I don't bury the machine. And if not the chickens, then the clicking of the observer clock we're going to be using, constantly powering the dropper and the dispenser, will definitely drive me nuts. I do not want that. I do not want to be driven nuts. Especially not by the machine that I'm making to provide me food. That would be absolutely ridiculous. So let's draft out where this is going to go. Move these bits around. Put this here. Move that and that. Okay, so. The dispenser, she goes... The dispenser goes here. Hopper goes into dispenser. The dropper goes here. Into dropper goes hopper. The hopper has the brick slab on top of it. Yeah, that's true, but I'm hoping that we're not too far away for the machine to stay loaded in. If it does seem like we're too far away for it to stay loaded in, then I can always rebuild it at 25 or 20 blocks deep below the house. This is where the lava bucket will go. Here and here we will be putting the glass. I know it doesn't really make a difference, but I would like to make this look somewhat good. So... brick. Brick above there. Pull out the cobblestone. Brick there. Very good. Very good. Make sure this is empty. It is. That's good. And then, what were those coordinates? Right here. This is where we will make the bubble column to take the chicken, the cooked chicken, up to the back of the fridge. Now, there is one small problem. I'm not going to be able to actually finish this part, because if I want to make sure this will work, I'm going to need ice. I'm going to need some packed ice. So I can't finish it right now. I need some packed ice. So unless a wandering trader happens to be around with packed ice for sale, even the chicken cooker is hitting a roadblock for the moment. That's kind of annoying, but what are you gonna do? It happens. Well, if nothing else, I can still keep feeding the chickens and get them ready. But it would be awesome if there was a wandering trader around with ice for sale. Preferably packed or blue ice, but I'll take what I can get. Come here, chickens. Here, chickens. No, 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 no. Give me that back. Okay, that worked. Alright. Before long, we'll have plenty of chickens. It does leave me still with the problem of ice. Need packed ice. Unfortunately, I don't know where to go to get it. So, we're gonna fix that problem. Hold on one second, guys. Chunk, base, seed map. And it still has my seed. Good. Alright, so let's see. Highlight biomes, frozen ocean, frozen peaks, ice spikes, snowy plains, frozen river. Alright. Where do I need to go to find any of that? Turning off these other bits because I don't need to see them. Aha. I've lost track of where I am. It zoomed in the wrong spot. That's what it is. Okay, so I am there. Or at least I'm in that area. Oh my gosh, I'd have to travel like 8,000 blocks to get... Literally, I have to travel like 8,000 blocks in any direction to get what I want. To get packed ice? Well, wait a minute. No, I won't. No, I won't. Which one is that? That is the... I can't tell which biome that is. but that might be the key. Okay, so 3,000 blocks. Just 3,000 blocks? That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Okay. Okay. Which... Well, actually, no, it's closer to 4,000. Negative 4,000 along the x-coordinate. That's where I need to go? Really? Huh. Okay. So, basically I'm going west. I'm going west beyond the iron farm. Huh. I can do that. I can live with that. That's not too far. That's not too far for me. And yes, I'll bring little guy along. Although I think I'm going to change what he's seeking. Come here, little guy. There we go. I'll have you seek that. And once we get there, I'll have him collect the ice that will be... I'll have him pick up the ice we'll be breaking. I just really need packed ice, preferably. So, let's head out. Let's not waste any time. Let's go. Onward! Into the west! Hey, that's a... I just unwittingly made a reference. That's a song title. And I think it actually has something to do with Lord of the Rings. And we're living in a Hobbit Hole? Come on. That's just kind of funny right there. So about negative 4,000 along the x-coordinate. That's where we have to go. That is going to be quite the distance to travel, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I'm good with traveling out that far. If in exchange we're getting what we need for probably a bunch of builds. We're probably going to stock up on a bunch of ice before we come back. Again, packed preferably. But if we have to settle for regular ice, I will settle for regular ice. And if we can't find what we're looking for where we're going, we'll find somewhere else to get it. I honestly don't like using chunk base to navigate so much, but I do like using a map. I'd rather be using a map that doesn't tell you what something is. You have to infer what something is. But every now and then, using chunk base to find where something is supposed to be or could be is fine with me. Okay, little guy is still following us. Good. Yeah, I'm okay with using chunk base now and then. Mostly, I don't like using it because it does give away a lot. But limiting my usage, limiting what it shows, makes me a little more tolerant of it. Besides, sometimes you just gotta find what you're looking for. If you're looking for something really specific that's only found in specific locations or in specific kinds of locations, to me, that's when you just make the call if you choose. Though honestly, I prefer normally to have the viewers, to ask the viewers if anyone is willing to look and see what they can find. And they've actually, oftentimes, my viewers have gone above and beyond the call of duty and found a lot more than I expected. By using a website called Chunk Base Sky. Chunkbase. It has a feature called the seed map. Every Minecraft world is generated, whether you realize it or not, from one string of numbers. These numbers determine the terrain and everything. If you put that string of numbers, the seed, into the Chunkbase seed map, and make sure that it is set to the right version of the game, it can show you where just about everything is. It can show you different biomes and structures and things like that, so that if you're looking for anything specific, if you know your coordinates, you know where you're going. It's part of why we use the show coordinates feature up there in the upper left. But that's mainly so that we can find our way back to our base whenever we're done exploring. I am not passing up the chance to get some more meat. We've got animals back at the base to keep us supplied with food and such. So I'm good with taking out cows and pigs as we go to get more food. I'm not going to go crazy, but I am going to make sure that I stock up. The more stuff I can bring back, the better. Because then the less I have to farm my own animals. At least. It's not that I don't have to farm them as much, it's that I can wait longer before having to do a culling when I am actively farming them. If you haven't heard me use that term before, a culling is what I call... It's what I call it when I eliminate most of the animals in my farms of cows, pigs, chickens, sheep, whatever. If I feel like I've reached a point that the population is too much for me to bother with maintaining, or something else, or if I really need a lot of food in a hurry, that's when I will have all the adult cows or pigs or whatever, I will feed them all so that they breed, give me as many babies of their kind as they can, and then I cull the adult specimens of that animal. I eliminate them. Preferably with a sword that has looting if I have one available. That way I get more meat from each animal. But that is something I don't want to have to do all the time if I can avoid it. That's part of why I wanted to do the automatic chicken cooker. Which, again, in order to make it work as efficiently as I want it to make sure that it works, we're going to need to get ice. Because I need ice to push the chickens where I want to push the cooked chicken into the water, into the bubble elevator that will get it up to where the fridge is. Got to make it so that it can stock the fridge. Oh, I wish I brought my seagrass. Except I don't see a second turtle. So it wouldn't matter. Whenever I find sea turtles, if I've got a silk touch tool, I like to breed the turtles if I can, so that I can get some turtle eggs. Because eventually I'm going to have a room in the Hobbit Hole where I can keep the turtle eggs until they hatch, and then keep the baby turtles to keep them safe until they grow into adult turtles. At which point, I'll breed them again, and the new babies will hatch and da-da-da-da. And I just keep the cycle going as much as I can. That way I can get a whole boatload of scutes. Because with turtle scutes, you can make the sea turtle helmet. You can make the turtle shell, as some refer to it. Somewhere along the way, I've seen it referred to as the turtle shell. But it's a turtle shell helmet. Which, if you don't know about it, it gives you 10 seconds of water breathing every time you initially enter a body of water. Rivers, oceans, a pool, it doesn't matter. If it is water and you are swimming in it or sinking in it, if you have the turtle shell helmet, it will give you 10 seconds of water breathing. The potion effect that makes it so that you don't drown in the water. It may only be 10 seconds every time you go in and out of the water. But that's 10 seconds where you don't have to worry about drowning. Add Respiration 3 to that helmet, and you got a great helmet for underwater work. Now, I'll grant you, if you're playing modded Minecraft Java, there is a better option. A much better option. That provides you with a lot more time underwater if you use it right. But that's modded Java. We don't have that option on Bedrock Edition. Not until somebody can figure out a way to port the feature as part of an add-on or something. Which, I just want to say, I really feel like I would prefer add-ons to these mods for Bedrock Edition that on the marketplace that are just a world. Some of them have really great features, but it's world specific, and it's specific to the world that you get in the bundle. But the newer add-on setup, the new add-ons are making it so that you can put these add-ons on non-pre-made worlds and have these features from the add-ons without having to worry about it being on just one world. You can put them on any world you want. And I like that. And I prefer that. And I would love if there was more of that. Especially if it gave us... if there was one that gave us proper furniture that behaved as blocks instead of being entity-based. There's a free furniture add-on. People may or may not care for it. But it is free, and it does do furniture, but it is entity-based. All the furniture are entities. Which to me just confuses the whole deal. There's something tugging at my boat. In there. No? But this underwater ruin might be worth investigating. And again, maybe not. I don't have the patience to be investigating it right now. Oh, we got a trident boy trying to attack us. Lovely. How did I realize there was a trident boy? That is extra reason to get as far away from that ocean ruin as possible. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to loot it if there was anything there to loot. But I didn't see anything there to loot, so... I'm gonna assume there is nothing there to loot right now. Gotta focus on the mission. The mission being... get to the icy area, get to the snowy region that we're headed for, wherever it is and whatever it is, and get some packed ice. Preferably packed ice. If I have to settle for regular ice, I will take regular ice. But I want ice. I just gotta hope that the map wasn't misleading. Let me confirm. Okay, so if I go to... If I head this way... Oh! Hey, there it is! Snow! A snowy area. That is where I'm hoping to find some ice. Now, I don't know if I'm actually going to find any ice, but if I do, great. If I don't, well, it was a nice thought. If I don't find any, then I know this is the wrong kind of place to be searching. Snowy fox! Oh, I wish I could tame these guys. I like snowy foxes. They're cute. Of course, I think that of foxes in general. Is that powdered snow? I can't tell if that's powdered snow or regular snow. That's regular snow. Powdered snow is dangerous, and I want to avoid it if we can. Aha! Ice! I see ice! Sweet! We found the ice! But I need a lot more than that, so... Alright. This is where little guy comes into play. Little guy? Where you be? Oh, he's... Okay, that's what I was afraid of. Powdered snow. Yeah. That's the stuff I wanted to avoid. Alright, come here, little guy. I want you to seek out packed ice. Good boy. Nice. Nice. And I'm collecting ice. That's kind of funny. No worries, Sky. Hey, I appreciate that. That just says to me that I'm actually providing some enjoyable entertainment. Enjoyable enough somebody wants to watch it on a TV. So hey, thank you for that. That makes me feel like that feels like high praise. So thank you. That is so cool. I am so glad that I can have these little guys pick up stuff like that for me. It makes everything infinitely easier. I know there's supposed to be a trick. There's supposed to be something visually different about powdered snow from regular snow, but I can never remember what that difference is. I know that once I see the difference, it's hard for me to ignore the difference. Did I just hear her bleat? I think I just heard the bleat of a goat. If I just heard the bleat of a goat, that could be worth investigating. We might be able to get ourselves a goat horn. It may not sound like anything worth worrying about, but as a collector of certain things, and as an enthusiast of fun sounds, it is of interest to me. I'm trying to gather up all the packed ice that I can. Regular ice, too, if I can get it, but mostly packed. Because that's a slipperier kind of ice. But if I did hear a goat, I'd like to find him. Because we could get ourselves a goat horn. And there's a chance of getting a goat horn sound that I really want. There he is. Okay, you know what? I think we're going to try to leash this guy and bring him home with us. Where'd he go? Where'd you go, goat? There he is. And there is a second one. Excellent. Alright, now we just gotta figure out a way to get down from here. Oh! 3! Hey, 3 is better. This will help us get down safely. Let's ride the water. Which will also reveal any powdered snow on our way down. So that's extra helpful. That's one thing you can be sure about. Powdered snow and water do not mix. What? Oh, I lost one. That's okay, I've got the other 2. 2 is good enough. 2 is enough. Where's my bed? Did I not bring my spare bed from the water ruin? I don't think I brought my bed from the water ruin. I think I left it behind. That's not good. If I left my bed at the water ruin, that's not good. That means we gotta hope we can find that ocean ruin again so I can sleep. Because I need to make sure I'm sleeping. That way I don't have phantoms coming along and giving me grief. We're gonna have to take a gentler descent. Come on. Come on, goat. I've got to get 2 of these guys back with us so that we can have a breeding pair. Dagnabbit. I wish I had some wheat with me. Oh, hey! He came with us! Nice, goat! Thank you! Thank you very much! Alright, let's take a quick assessment of our acquisitions. That is a lot of packed ice. 6 stacks and 17. That should serve us well. That should serve us very well. Now it's just a matter of getting our bed back, and then finding our way home. Which won't be hard, because I do have a compass that can lead us home. Really, Mr. Skellybones? Mr. Skellabone, don't try it right now, okay, man? I am not in the mood for dealing with a Skellabone right now. Still got them both? Yep. Still got them both. I'd be half tempted to tie them up to my allay and see if he can bring them with us. But I would be afraid that they would break off from him and we would lose them. Not a situation I relish the notion of. So we're just going to lead them back. We're just going to drag them back home with us. The normal way. And we're going to tie them off in a pen where hopefully they'll be safe until we can move them somewhere more secure. I'm thinking we might actually put them in with the cows, come to think of it. Maybe. I don't know. More likely we'll pen them up outside until I can figure out a good spot to put them where I can get busy farming goat horns off of them. Because I wasn't kidding. I want these guys mainly so I can get goat horns from them. Because if we can farm up a bunch of goats from these guys, we can get a lot of goat horns. Having 2 of these guys means an unlimited supply of goat horns. Which means eventually we will get the horns that make the sounds that I like. What? Oh, shoot! Oh, shoot! That's not good. Ocean Monument. Wait. Ocean Monument? Okay, I'm gonna have to rewatch this session later and snag those coordinates. That could be good. That could be valuable to know is there. It stinks like crazy that I actually got hit with mining fatigue, but what are you gonna do? Bum ba da 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 dum bum ba da 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 dum bum 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 ba dum bum ba da ba da bum ba dum ba da dum ba da 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 dum ba dum ba dum na 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 zump da da. If I can really make this work, if we can get this chicken cooker thing set up before the end of the session, that'll be amazing. But I don't think we're gonna be able to, I don't think we're gonna have quite enough time. But I definitely want to get these goats home before I conclude the session. I will say that. Still got them both, right? Both the goats? I mean, I would assume so since we've got both leads still behind us, but Assumptions are to make a dunce of you and me. And I don't want to be the one making us a dunce. I don't want anybody to be able to say that I was a dunce. That's how I say the phrase. I've heard it somewhere before where it was said with not so nice words instead of dunce, but I say it, assumptions are to make a dunce of me. So I try not to make too many assumptions. Make too many assumptions, you're going to get yourself constantly disappointed when things don't go the way that you assume they will. Or when you find out that what you thought you knew, what you assumed you knew to be true, turns out to have not been the truth at all. Turns out that you had it wrong. To avoid that kind of situation, I try not to make assumptions. It's a pain in the neck, I'll tell you, but you do what you gotta do. Like this, like getting the goats back to our base. I'm doing what I gotta do to get what I want out of these goats. If we just stayed there and tried to get the horns there, it would have taken a lot longer than it will take to get them home. Because part of the trick with getting the goat horns is you gotta get these guys to try to charge you, and then trick them into charging into a block of stone instead. They hit the stone, they break a horn, that's a goat horn. That's a goat horn item in your inventory. Each goat can only give us 2. If we breed these guys and get a whole bunch, we can get unlimited horns. As many horns as we ever will need. It's a worthwhile investment of our time. At least in my opinion it is. It's a worthwhile investment of my time. I will say that. So far, neither one of the goats has fallen off the lead, so we're doing good. We are doing good. It'd be nice if this river would flow all the way back to the sea between the iron farm and home. Ah, sweet! The mining fatigue is finally wearing off. What? How did you guys fall behind? You are in open ocean. Well, not open ocean, but you are in open seas. How do you break the leads in that kind of situation? It must have been like a lag spike or something. That's all I can figure. Some kind of lag issue. Which would make sense. The world is trying to save. Often when it does that, leads that are being pulled taut are pulled beyond taut and they snap. It's annoying, but it is a thing that I've experienced. Look at all those flowers. That is beautiful. How does a world made up of blocks end up being so pretty? There are times where I will find biomes and areas that just look absolutely incredible. Far more than any game made up of blocks has any right to. And yet, I'm not mad about it. I'm not upset about it. I'm happy that this game can be so beautiful. And we lost them again. Hello, Toll. Yes, indeed. I'm trying to get some goats back to my base. Because I want to farm goats for goat horns. They make for nice musical tones in Minecraft. So I want to try to get them back to my base where I can farm them. Get a whole bunch of them. And then start getting their horns. Hopefully, anyway. Ah. That'd be too slow. We're not gonna do this. I was going to try to just dig my way through, but that'd be too slow. Come on, goats. Please. What am I gonna call these guys? I should name tag the original goats when we get the opportunity. Well, thank you, Toll. Thank you, Toll. Is that how to say your name? Let me know if I'm saying it wrong, by all means. If I'm saying it wrong, feel free to correct me and help me figure out how to say it right. If you are so inclined. But thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. Toll. Alright. I'm kind of saying it like toll as in toll booth, toll road. Pay the toll, you know? It's the easiest way I can try to say it. Alright, come on, goats. Billy and Willie. Oh, this does not connect up to the river. Darn it, I gotta climb over a hill. That sucks. Alright, come on, boys. Come on, guys. Billy. Actually, no. Billy. Oh, no, I know what to call them. Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill who went up the hill. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. I don't remember the rest of the rhyme, but I know that somewhere along the way, Jack fell down and broke his crown. Beyond that, if there's anything more to the rhyme, I do not remember it. Which is kind of sad. That rhyme was actually featured in an episode of one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. Oh, alright. Alright, good to know. Good to know. Alright, we are getting close. Oh, these aren't shaders. This is built into Minecraft. This is what they call vibrant visuals. It's kind of a recent addition to the game. Within the last couple of months. And actually, no, I am on PlayStation 4. And I can tell you, I love the vibrant visuals. I wasn't entirely sure that I liked them when they first became part of the base game. But now that we've had them for a little while, I love them. That was an unpleasant sight. That was a trident drown. There is no shader download link. It's just part of the game. If you go to any world on a device that can support vibrant visuals, there is a toggle in the settings to turn on vibrant visuals on that world. Somewhere in the settings. Yep, it's just part of the main game. It is just part of the game. So literally, all you have to do on any unmodded world, on a machine that can support vibrant visuals, go into the settings. No, no, Toll, no. No. It is not... It isn't a shader. It is part... Oh! Okay, now I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, just this year they added in vibrant visuals so that we have what's basically a vanilla shader. I guess you could call it a vanilla shader. And it actually looks really good. Don't get me wrong, there are probably shaders on modded Java that look even better. But I think it's because a lot of people had been asking for it for a long time. And they decided to show that they could, in fact, do something like this. Yeah, it's available on all the most recent versions of Java Edition. It's available on Java Edition, Bedrock Edition, which is what I'm playing now. It's available on both. All you gotta do is go into a world where you want to have them and find the setting to turn it on. And once it's on, it's there. It's yours. It's part of that world. There. That will make it so that the goats aren't likely to get away. I'm gonna have to make some kind of a cave room somewhere so that I can keep those guys contained, though. Because goats are not easy to keep contained. Alright, and just as I feared, I am out of time. I am out of time and unable to finish the chicken cooker or the super cooker tonight. I would have loved to, but I honestly think it'll take way too long. So what I'm going to do is call it for tonight, and next session we will finish up the automatic chicken cooker and try to get the automatic super cooker figured out. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you all ever so much for watching the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Check out the About page for links to other pages with more content from yours truly, as well as other ways to help support the channel. Share the channel with your friends if you think they might enjoy the content too. And of course, do not forget to smack that notification bell so that you don't miss the next stream or video. With that all being said, thank you once again for watching. I am JGuard01, your guide, your bard, and your humble host into the worlds virtual and fantastical, and I'll see y'all next time right here on Guardian Studios. Bye!